Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Jesus from GDev Tech, where we talk about growth, development, technology. This is part 2 from our WordPress theme development playlist that I have going on here. And today we're going to see, I don't have any agenda or anything like that, but today we're going to see if we can go ahead and finish up with the navigation menu as well as the home page for the theme. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off first with the navigation and we'll go from there. Estimate probably like an hour and a half on this live stream, so let's go ahead and get started, see what we can get out. So let's take a look here. So you can see on my screen, we are looking at, one second here. Alright, so right now what we have, if we go ahead and click this little button on our dev tools, we can see it responsive. So if I go and I click, let's say, an iPhone, we have two menus. We have this menu here as well as this navigation here, and this is the desktop navigation. This is the mobile navigation. So what we have to do is just kind of hide this whole container here when it does go to mobile form, and see if we can bring up this navigation. Now originally on mobile, it seems like they want it to probably be like this. I'm not sure if we can get all that to fit in. So it's just going to be a collapsible menu. So when they click on that hamburger menu, then it's gonna drop down like this, just to this, kind of like this. So yeah, let's go ahead and get fixing with that. If I go ahead and do my inspect element here, we can see that we have, trying to figure out a comfortable way to do this so you guys can see. Alright, here we go, just like this. So let's see. And let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so we have this container here. This is called our main navigation container. So let's jump back into our code, and we're going to go to navigation container. Navigation to content. we need to hide the desktop menu. This one is the one we need to hide, and as well as this logo. So let's do that here. So in our main navigation, desktop menu. Did I create a style for it? Probably not. Main navigation. Here's desktop menu right here. Okay. So now I can say at include breakpoint small. Let's do a display none, and at include breakpoint medium display block. Alright, so let me save that here and see what it looks like. Should get out of that navigation, and we got that removed. So you can see it's none. So it's display none on mobile devices. So we also need to get rid of this logo as well and do a display none on that. So we're gonna do that right now. So let's go back to our code, and if we look here, we have the logo, and we'll do at include breakpoint small display none, and at include breakpoint medium display block. So medium is basically anything tablet and above. We should be able to see that. Anything lower than a tablet, it's gonna hit that small size. And then to check these resolutions or these sizes on what defines small, medium, and large are the 3 breakpoints. There's 4 for XL. If we look here, we can take a look at our SAS, and we can go into our global, and where is settings? Oh, here we go, settings. We can take a look at our settings here, settings.sas, and we can scroll down to where we have breakpoints, and we can see small, medium, large, extra large, XXL. So if I do large, anything above this pixel resolution, anything above this, and small is just anything that doesn't, anything less than 640 will be our small, which is good sizes there, so it's not bad. Yeah, so now hit save here, go back into our page, and as you can see now we just have navigation, right? So we have the logo, And then now if we do, so if we do responsive, you can kind of like grab that. So now, and we're good. So anything less than 640 then turns into mobile. And so we shrink down. You can tell these tiles are also responsive. So that makes everything a lot easier. Cool. So we're good there. Now let's just go ahead and style this here. I like how it's already centered, but let's kind of clean that line up. That's looks like it has border right on every LI. And here we go. So let's clean that up here. Let's look back into our code. And main navigation. Navigation. So we're just gonna erase this actually. So if I delete this and hit save, and we go back, you can see it's gone. Cool. It's a lot easy there. Yeah. So now we can go ahead and target our LIs and our A tags. So yeah, let's do that right now. So this is our desktop menu. We're gonna go, or we want not the desktop menu. Main navigation, desktop menu. We want the mobile menu. And see how this doesn't have that BEM thing on there that we've added. So we're gonna do that, and we're just gonna do this mobile menu, and I will show you guys where it's at here. So let's look back in our source code, and if we go into our template part, we can see mobile top bar.php. Again, this is FoundationPress, and you can see that we have that mobile menu. So if I just paste that there and I say, actually paste it here, now we have main navigation mobile menu. So I'll save that, close this out because we don't no longer need it. And let's go back, look at our code. Everything looks good, but if I inspect element, we can see main navigation mobile menu. So now if we go back into our code, and we got main navigation, we got desktop menu. So I will do it right above here, and I'll just say score, what was it, mobile dash menu, mobile dash menu, and then we're gonna do font size, let's do 21 pixels, color, we're gonna do white, and then text transform to uppercase. Save that, and let's take a look here what we got. So it increased a little bit, And oh yeah, that's right. I'm just targeting that, so I need to start going down. Oh, all right. So let's go back into our code, and let's just cut this, and let's do ul li anchor paste save, and then let's actually do a text align center. Let's go back into our code, and beautiful. There you go. So now we have our about, portfolio. Nice. So it pushes that down without any transitions. What it's basically doing, how can I know what to do. Let me shrink it down like that. Bring this here. All right, so now let's take a look. What it's basically, doing is just doing a display none. And that's why it's just disappearing and reappearing out of nowhere. So if we look here, we can see it's just setting that display none, right? So if I uncheck, so there's really no transitions or anything. But if I do display block, and then I say height 0%, trying to see if I can go ahead and do some sort of transition. The only way that I can think of doing it would be adjusting the height. See how it comes like down. What I need to do, if I do height 100%, so height 0, height 100%, 0%. It needs to be in pixels. So height is not going to work if I do it in percentage, and it actually is going to have to do it in pixels because there's no initial height on the actual parent. Like I don't have a specific pixel height, and so percentages are not really going to work when you do a 0% because it has no way of knowing, okay, how, like height of 100% of what. It's basically trying to figure that out. So if I do I don't want to do what's my, see, because then I would need to grab this, and I would just need to see if there's a way where I can capture the height dot, I think it's this. So that's 212 pixels on that, but when it's set to display none, that's the problem. Oh, it's still able to read it, so that's cool. So actually this will help me out. Will it? Yeah. So I already know the initial height, so 212. So this will help me out. So this is, we're gonna do display block, height, let's do 0 pixels. Now if I do 212, So one thing that I thought of, if I go ahead and do that, then that means if they add another navigation to the menu, then that height is going to increase. Yeah, so let's hold off for that until, and I kind of want to use jQuery to kind of do that whole drop down animation, but actually now to think of it is, I wonder if Foundation, I think Foundation 6 animation Motion UI, that's what it's called. No, not this one. See what we need some sort of. Let's look at what they have. So here's their panel. Here's what they have here. So all they do is just add that data animation. But what about this button? Where's the button? That button has to trigger that. Here. There it is. Okay, so class data toggle motion 2, which has the motion 2 ID. Okay, we can make this work. So let's yeah, we'll make it work. So I'm just gonna do edit. So this is gonna be our button here. So I'm gonna grab this. Okay, I'm gonna copy that, and then well, that's an issue right there. And then I'll just shrink this, inspect element there. We'll just debug it on the, kind of play with that on the fly here. So we have our class. Yeah. Data toggle. Oh, we have our data toggle right there. So yeah, we have our data toggle. Good. And then our area control is going to be mobile menu. So I'll just copy that. Hit enter. Before when you used to hit enter, it saved it on, but now you just got to click out of it. Okay, so we're good. We're doing good. So if I still click on it, okay, cool. So now we're just going to add that animation. So I'm just going to do edit as HTML, and then we'll just do this data animation. Copy that, and we go back into our mobile nav, and they just put it yeah, cool. So edit as HTML, and I'll just paste it right there and hit out of it. All right, let's see. All right, good. Motion UI. So let's look back into our code. I don't know if I disabled that previously. Let's go into, no, Motion UI is being imported. let's just do this then. Where is template parts, mobile, menu. We'll just add it in here. Or is it actually? No, it should be fine there. Data toggler. Alright, so let's just save that. Go back into our code and let's see what it comes up to. Basically, I just added the, I think this is what I forgot. But just did slide up and slide down. So let's look and see what we have here. Well, that's good. It does have that little little transition going on. Let's see how we can clean it up though. Do an overflow hidden there. I wish the whole container though kind of like slide out and like this whole thing here. It's just this. So let's switch it around. Yeah, let's switch that around because it's looking good, but let's do that. So let's grab, cut that, save that. Let's go to our header.php, Alt Z to wrap everything around. Take it back to my code. So we need to actually target our main navigation menu, this thing here. So we actually have to do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say ID equals mobile mobile show. And then up here in our button, where is that at? So you can see it has, it's calling in that menu ID. So we're just gonna erase that and just call mobile show. So when this toggles, it's gonna target the ID of mobile show, which in return will use this data toggler and animate. I think that will work. So let's just saved it. It automatically reloaded, so let's take a look. Yeah, didn't work. it's just automatically doing display. Boop, boop, boop. I want all this to slide too. Should I do this? Like, I don't know. Should we go all the way up? Let's try that. This is fun. I think I'm gonna have to see if that will work. So let's go back to the code here. And cut that, save that. Yeah, we're just going to target the whole thing. Why not? Save that. See if that changes anything. So let's look back at the code or the site. So that didn't change anything at all. I thought it's supposed to, I had to relook at the documentation to kind of figure that out for Foundation 6, but I think this display has something to do with it. Because I want all this to, unless this has a height, and it doesn't. This doesn't have a height either. So this whole thing should move up, like the whole container. Let me do this. Okay, background color red. I see what it's doing. Don't see what it's doing. There's no height. Well, this is fun. It's like it's position absolute almost. But it's relative. All right, so let's scratch that. And yeah, let's Control Z all of this stuff. Save that. That's fine there. Go back to the site. All right, so now we have that whole thing, but what I'm curious about now is if I do a position relative, I think you guys may know where I'm going with this, or maybe not. Actually, let's do that. Let's remove this position relative, and let's do in here, say position relative, right? And then in here, we'll do top 0 pixels. Oops, not percentage. Position absolute, there you go. And then top 0. So now, if you look on the screen here, there it goes. You can see it moves up and down. There it is. Yeah, that's the problem. Actually, is it? Will it be a problem? So width, 100%. This is taking longer than what I anticipated. I actually wasn't expecting to do an animation. Background clip, background color. So I don't know, I'm thinking of like using like an opacity on click, so when it shows up, then, or when they click on it, then it like to 9. No, it needs to be full black. Or actually not black, but this color. So I can do that. I can do an opacity and have it like fade in. Let's do yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Just for now, just so I can, I don't know, that displayed none, it's really bothering me. So let's go back to the code. What I want to do, so was not expecting to do a little bit of jQuery on here, but I guess I will. So let's do where's my source, JS, and here is the app. So we will do import, and I will import my, let's just call it master. Save that, and right click in here, I'll say new file, say master.js, and then in here, let's see, just do a simple onload method there. Yeah, we'll just do that for now. And okay, so now this it's gonna add a class. Vertical menu. Mobile menu. It's targeting that ID mobile menu, which is here. So let's change that ID to mobile. Mobile nav, just like so. There. And then now what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab my button here, erase this, because I don't need that. Save that. And then what I'm going to do is target my class and call it get the menu icon dot on click right, so on, is it on click or is it, yeah, it's this, it's on click, right? Let's look at our OnClick jQuery documentation. OnClick jQuery. Ah, it's just, looks like it's just click. For some reason I thought it was OnClick. As the click method is just a shorthand for OnClick. Oh, okay. So it could be on click. Here, let me show you guys what I'm reading. So, zoom this in. So in the notes of jQuery it says, as the click function or method is just a shorthand for OnClick, which was what I was doing. I was going to do the OnClick and then wrap it in with the anonymous function there. Detaching is possible using off-click. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just use this OnClick. The mouse button is pressed while the pointer is inside the mouse. Release while the pointer is inside the element. Actually, we'll just use the shorthand method then. So let's go back into our code and let's just do the click method. And we'll just do click. And within that click, we'll just do a anonymous function there. now we could say, we could target the mobile nav here. So copy that. So I could say hashtag for the ID mobile nav dot add class. Because what I want to do is add that class, and we're going to create in CSS we're going to create another class that does the opacity and transition and stuff and the whole animation thing. So we're going to do add a class mobile, say mobile show, right? And then that's it. So from what I'm reading documentation is, so when you click on it, this will add the class, and I'm assuming it will remove, or is it, I think I just need to do toggle. Probably should use toggle class. Instead of add class, let's use toggle class. Yeah, so if it's not, so if this class is not there, then it's going to add it, and if it is, then it should remove it. And then we'll take a look and see. So let's jump back into our display. We can take a look and see if it works too. So I'll just refresh it just because. And so here we go. We got our mobile nav. And let me make this. Can you move this down? Okay. Oh, there it goes. So we got here our main navigation menu, and down here it says main navigation mobile menu. So right here it should add the class mobile show when I click here, and it does. Beautiful. When I click on this menu again, should remove it. It does. All right, cool. Everything looks like it's working. Now we just have to do a little bit of styling. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go back into our code, and let's go back into navigation, and main menu navigation mobile menu. We're gonna do yeah, we'll do we're going to set this position. Oh, I thought I removed that toggler thing. Data, here we go. Move that. All right, so we need to grab this menu here, and and make this position relative. Main navigation menu. Where's that at? Here it is, menu. So I will do position relative. And then here on the mode menu, we're going to do position absolute. Top will be 0. Opacity will be 0. Width will be Windows, not Windows. Width will be 100%. And then here we will do at let's do this. Let's go back into our master.js, and we're actually gonna do a modifier show. There you go. Save that. Now down here I will say what is it, show menu, mobile show, mobile dash show, mobile dash show. We're going to do opacity at 1. And in here, we're going to do a transition opacity. Whoa. Transition opacity 250 milliseconds. Ease in and out. And then that reminds me, we need to also do a background color of what was the background color? Same as the body. So I'll grab that variable, save it. Let's do, make sure we got position absolute. Let's do a ZIndex of 10. Actually, should we do a ZIndex when it shows? Yeah. ZIndex 10. Let's see how that shows up in our code. All right, let's see. Boop. Yep. So when you click on it, you can see it smoothly animates in when you click off of it, it doesn't anymore. And that's because there's no ZIndex on the off click. I think that should be fine. That looks slightly better, I think. Man, yeah, should be fine like that. It looks a little bit better. Probably 350. See how that looks. Yeah, let's do 350 instead of that 250. But yeah, for now that should be fine, because what I would need to go ahead and do is let's try to go ahead and do a ZIndex when it's not. But the problem is, if I do a ZIndex now, here, I'll do it real quick to show you guys what the problem will be. If I keep it at 10, you can see that it will like the element is still showing, but because it's opacity at 0, you're not able to see it, but it's still right above everything else. So anywhere I click on these, and you can probably see it in this bottom section here, it starts changing. Like there's about other stuff, content, contact, about portfolio, editorial, all that. So there's the whole navigation there. You're just not able to see it because it has opacity 0. When you do an opacity, it just basically just fades that from the DOM, doesn't actually remove it. So yeah. So what I would need to go ahead and do is probably go ahead and do a little bit of more JavaScript work to go ahead and do like some sort of set timeout rule, so it stays at that ZIndex after like a second, and then it removes that ZIndex, so it's not clickable, or probably like half of a second or something like that. So that way you still see that fade out when you go off of it. See, like this, how it stays. See, that looks good. I kind of like that. The little whole fade in menu. So yeah, so I'll work on that. See what I can come up with. But yeah, we're good there. We're good with the whole navigation. It's there. It's mobile. So let's see if let's see if I didn't break anything. There we go. So now this stays like this. Why? Targeting, and it's grabbing the mobile menu. So right now what it's doing is it's still kicking in, which is really weird. I should, there it goes. That's really strange. Oh, there it goes. So that is that's a fix there. So here's the problem: is when you click it and you do a resize it stays. I can go ahead and fix that using a simple jQuery resize function. So if it's like X amount of pixels, so if it goes above like 650 pixels, then that mobile navigation will be set to none, and then the desktop navigation will be set to display block. But other than that, I think it looks good. Let's see, iPhone 6, perfect. 6 Plus, great. iPhone 5 looks good too. iPad, no overflow problems. That looks good. Probably like on an iPad we need to reduce this font size to, I would say about 18 or something. Let me see. Oh, we got a problem. We got a problem. What is it doing? So here we go. So if I hover over this anchor, it's taking this whole black element. What is it doing? Oh no. It needs to be like that. Well, that's weird. It should have an anchor tag to go back home for your logo. Let's add that real quick. Let's jump back into the code. And header.php. Let's go ahead and, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't. You know, my logo content doesn't have it. That's shenanigans. Yeah, let's add that. So this will be wrapped in a href. Close that out. That's weird. And then there's a PHP, I think there's a PHP function that we can go ahead and add from WordPress to always go to the home page. So let's look that up, WordPress homepage. URL, get home URL. Ah, that's what it is. Get home URL. So we can just do that then. Quick echo get home URL. Right? Get home URL. Yep, save that. And then grab that. And now let's go to the code. So now if I click on it, it takes me back home. And localhost, yep. Good. Cool. Now let's see if we can fix these. Way too big. Oh, I know why. All right, so we forgot to do a display none for the mobile menu. So let's do that. Let's go back. Let's do mobile menu at include breakpoint. A small display block include breakpoint medium display none. Okay, so now let's go back to the site. There we go. Now we got that little hover effect there. So now contact, tutorial, portfolio, and then about, and the home page. There's a little hover there. Portfolio, contact, and portfolio. Whoa, about. It's looking pretty good so far. Probably just highlight the active or change the color on the active icons or the active menu there. Yeah, we got the menu knocked out. Logo, home page, that's all good. Let's take a look at the footer, see if we can get that knocked out towards the end. So here you can see they have little icons down there, which we're going to use Font Awesome. So let me see if it already includes it. Probably doesn't, but let's test it out. So I'm gonna go back in here. I'm gonna go to Appearance, Menus, and then Main Menu. I will add a custom link, and we'll put anything there, so I'll just do a hashtag and I'll say like Facebook. Say add to menu. And if I go to screen options, I will see CSS classes and a link target. So now if I click here, I will have open in a new tab. And then if I do FA for Font Awesome Facebook, save that, come back in here, refresh my page. I don't. So that means we don't have Font Awesome install on here. Why isn't it automatically installed? Oh, okay. So let's look back in our source code. So I go to NQ scripts here, and it looks like this version of FoundationPress. They commented out. So now if I hit save, go back, there is that little Facebook icon that we want. But it's also bringing in the text Facebook. So we don't want this text. We just want this little icon here. So right now we're gonna have to do a it's called a walker. So I'm gonna have to see if we can find a walker for WordPress, and then kind of swap it out. So anytime we use Font Awesome, it will wrap it around in the anchor tag and use Font Awesome and remove that text. So if we do a search here, let's say WordPress Font Awesome Walker. So Nav Walker, maybe this will work. I think this should work. So let's grab this PHP code, and then I'll put their works, and I'll go ahead and just put their link. It's by Freekbron, Freekbron. So if it works, big shout out to this guy for hooking us up. It was created 3 years ago. Not sure when it was last updated, but let's see if it works. So let's go back into our code, and if I go into FoundationPress, see, so this one has like a walker, and it uses FoundationPress mobile walker. But where did they put that walker? Where's your walker? Clean up. Navigation, FoundationPress mobile walker, FoundationPress top bar walker. So let's do top bar, capital B, walker. Here it goes. Where are you at? Class. What? Oh, I guess they just put it in the library. So, yeah. That's cool. Okay. Alright, so let's create a new file then. Let's keep it all there. And this one I'm just gonna use do FA walker. .php, and then I'll just paste this in there. Then we're just gonna grab their if exist. Which I'm just gonna rename that to FA Walker. Or actually, let's do menu mod Walker. There you go. There you go. And then let's end that if. Do a little bit indentation. And that's what I thought I missed. Cool. So all we have to go ahead and do is grab this class name. Yeah, make sure. Okay, cool. All right, so navigation. Let's just test it out here. Menu mod Walker. So now if I save it, and we go back to look at the code, we can see, or not the code, the actual site, saying that there's a issue with that Walker. Not found. Navigation. Oh. Class is not found. So that means that is because I forgot to go into my functions.php and add that in there. So let's do that. Functions.php. Let's add that in here with their walkers. Put that the first one, and I will say class FA-Walker. Save that. And go back to scene 2. And there we go. Almost. They just still have that text. We just need to get rid of that, and that would be good. So that means I would just need to do a little bit of customization to just remove that in that Walker. Let's see if we can take a look here. I'll put that as reference append. Apply filters. Title. Great. I don't need this. It's not what I need. So when I do that, it works. So let's take a look. So it works, it just kept it, but now it just messed up everything else and removed that title. So there needs to be like a condition put if there's a class that has FA in there, then it removes that title. So I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit more. Let's see if we can find another one real quick here. So Maybe this one. Nav Walker. No. Yeah, I don't see any on this one. Looks like it's the best that we're gonna get. So I'll take a look and play around with it and keep you guys posted on the next live stream and what I came out with. But yeah, that's basically what we would just need to go ahead and do in the footer, is to just do a nav, a walker like that. Actually, you know what? Since we're only going to have it in the footer, why don't we just do this? Why don't we do this? Let's go into the code. Let's just call it FA. Save that. Go back into the navigation. Keep it at that. And then let's create another one for the footer. Let's do footer social nav. Footer social. Footer menu. Social menu. And then this would be this FA mod. Don't need this. Call this social nav. Save that. Social nav. Social nav. And just copy that. Call it social menu. Save that. Go back into our WordPress. So right now you can see we only have two. We have zoom in a little bit. We have main menu and mobile. If I go ahead, let me just delete this because I don't need this. Remove. Save menu. Now we have the social menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new menu, and I will say social menu. Then I will do click the box that says social menu, custom link, hashtag Facebook, Instagram. What do we have? Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then Twitter. So now if I go in here, I'll do FA Facebook, and Instagram, do FA-Instagram, FA-Twitter, and this will just drag and drop. So it's Facebook, Twitter, and then Instagram, just like this. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Save it. Come back to here. We won't see anything there and the footer because we haven't referenced our social nav. So let's reference our social nav. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Oh, let me update this. Social nav. Social nav. And just to make sure, yep, all right, cool. So social nav, save that. Go into down here, we're going to go into footer.php. Footer widgets, I don't need that. Social nav, it's a function, save it. Go back, and then we see it down here. Oh yeah, so the reason why they have those texts is because now I need to go into my FA walker and just comment out that line. Save it, go back to scene 2. Now we have our social medias, and there we go. Woo, that was fun. That was very fun, actually. So that was good. That was good. That's going to go ahead and close it out for this live stream. Next live stream, we're going to see if we can knock out that navigation and then start getting into these inside pages on the next one. So today we just got the navigation done, made it mobile, and then showed you guys how to do include like a walker and some function stuff. And if you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, just go ahead and let me know. Don't forget, if you guys do like these live streamings, please let me know by hitting that like button. If you do any like this video as well, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're someone new to this channel. There's going to be a lot more stuff coming down from WordPress themes to React to Angular. There's just going to be a lot more content coming in. Trying to get more involved with uploading and creating videos. So please go ahead and share this video to any of your colleagues, any of your friends, anybody that's looking into getting WordPress theme development. Again, my name is Jesus. Thank you so much for watching from GDev Tech. You all have a good night.